Check 2. La 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 la. 13 messages. Bum, bum. Can't we live together? Hey, 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 hey. Somebody call the cops. Hey, hey. Why live together? Why do you ever? D-Town 847 DSC, what up? Elliot Range. Elliot home on the range. What's up, brother? Welcome to another show. We are here. Why live together? Why can't we live together? I don't know what I would do without this 5 minutes to set up. God bless all the shows with a countdown. Man, fingers, milk that. R8 for every ounce of funk, and I ain't mad at him. Boom. Waves against the shore. It's the S.T.E.M's research theme music. As we proceed to give you what you need. I got to come up with something for this little bongo interlude. Excuse me, congas. Because that is what they are playing on all of the songs that we play on S.T.E.M Research. Welcome, 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 welcome to the show. We are here for another night. We are here Friday. That's it, man. We made it through another week. The only nightly show on Twitch that I'm aware of. Like everybody else is like, I'll do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a Saturday, or I'm on Saturdays or Friday nights. We're here every day, baby, every night of the week, trying to get our weight up on Twitch. I'm trying to catch up to all the big boys. The day you're on time, I'm gonna believe the world is really ending. The shirt is hot and sadly so relevant still. Yes. This is the shirt. Well, let's start with DSC. Her comment. Thank you for being on time for class. Class starts at 8. I say that every day. And here, look at you here on time. I appreciate that. Stop the Violence. The shirt is a replica of a obviously it's the 12-inch cover of the Stop the Violence 12-inch. Not the Stop the Violence movement, self-destruction, but Stop the Violence 1, 2, 3. The crew is called BDP. If you want to go through the tip top, go to the tip top. Stop the Violence in hip hop. So there was a T-shirt. They did a promotional T-shirt when they released that single, and I had that actual shirt. And I don't know what happened to it or where it went, or you probably threw it away, as you do with old T-shirts, old promo shirts. And lo and behold, they brought it back. I think I copped this on eBay or something. So, yeah, and Stop the Violence. Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on in the world, so much going on in Chicago, Chicagoland. Always something going on. It's hot outside. So anytime summertime's shy, the homicide rate goes up. And, unfortunately, senseless violence, innocent people are shot or lose their lives. And sadly, it's nothing new, So, STEM research is song tracks, essential music. I play the tracks and comment on them. We've had a great week on STEM research. We've done a lot of great songs. Last night was one for the books. We did Michael Jackson's Human Nature, and we also did Prince's Let's Go Crazy, which might be top 3 stems, just for all of the surprises and all of the crazy things that were going on. Not to mention, that's one of my favorite songs. Oddly, one of my favorite Prince songs, or favorite songs from that movie. It kicks off the movie and everything. So it kind of sets the table, of all things Purple Rain. So we had a great time breaking that song down. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Good evening, class. Big homie Mike MFN Love. Let's go to school. Tony Jacks, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. You're on time today. There is no game tonight, so we appreciate it. Man, Let's Go Crazy came on the radio today, and I can't even listen the same. I was listening for the devil. Man, just being able to peel back the layers of the song and hear things that we had no idea were in that song is my favorite part of doing this show. That devil voice, again, it's buried in the mix. Even if you're listening closely, you're still not going to hear that. Like listening with headphones or earbuds or whatever you're listening for. The way they mix that record, none of that stuff is, in your face. But the raw mix that we have when we play the instrumental, you get to hear that. And then, of course, peeling back the layers. A lot of fun. So thank you guys for taking the journey, riding with us. Of course, the number one rule in STEM research is you do not ask about the stems in STEM research. The second rule of STEM research is you do not ask about the stems in STEM research. However, if you have a request or if there's something that you want or a direction you want to go, and of course, if you are a regular, feel free. Just like the gang mentioned, the crew, the STEMologists have mentioned they want rap. They want some rap tracks. So Monday we may do all rap, or we may just do Troy by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. That definitely is in the lane. We will definitely take that song apart. We will put it in STEM research, and we will give it its just due. 24 tracks, if I'm not mistaken, and the tracks are interesting because the reel that was used is the regular version and the remix. So I'll give it a listen over the weekend to kind of see how we're going to break it down. So that will be Monday on STEM Research, and by Monday I will have the lineup for next week. Monday is the holiday, so we'll be doing STEMiology on the holiday. Damn it, we take no days off. The 4th of July is the holiday, as far as I'm concerned. By 8 o'clock, the sun will be down. Is the sun down? No. So fireworks will probably be going off.
The 4th of July is on Sunday.
I know, but Monday is like the actual people are celebrating the holiday, or like not on. People got Monday off, right?
So.
Yeah, they do. Because you're working on Monday. Shout out to Lesson in the building, aka Jay, our great moderator for the show. Kayla is here also, and she's promised to be quiet, so she is going to be a part of the show for the month. And she's got her laptop in front of her, and she's got her headphones on, and now she's walking around already. All right, well, that lasted exactly 12 minutes. 12 minutes into the show, she's already moving around. Okay, what do we have on tap for today? We've got the heat. We've got the heat. James Brown with the big payback, or just the payback, right? The payback. James is not just as far as the arsenal is concerned of James Brown, definitely one of his all-time great songs. One of his most sampled, and it was a hit back in 1974. A lot of things I learned so much doing research for this show. There are things that I know that I'm already bringing to the table, and then there's things that I learn while I'm looking up the song. I'm like, wow. And I love Genius.com. Genius.com. I remember I asked on my Facebook page, is there a place you can go to get liner notes? Because one of the things that I really wanted to do on this show is talk about who played what instrument, as if I had the album in front of me. Because when you had the album covers back in the day, and even the CD covers years later, you could read, where the album was made, where it was recorded, what studio, who sang backup on the song, who played what instrument. And even if they didn't break down every single song, they at least told you who played the instruments on the album. So you could assume that that group of people played on every song, except at the bottom it say, on song 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7, so-and-so played keyboards. We don't have that anymore because albums are, a thing of the past, and I sold all my records. So Genius.com, Wikipedia, and Discogs.com are turning into the source for information for me. So thank you for that on the internet. I'm here for Mr. Showtime, the Godfather of Soul. That is right. We will continue the show. Our second stem of the night will be That Lady by the Isley Brothers, a classic from 1973. We're doing a lot of early 70s this week. But again, these are great songs. These are great stems, and these are songs that I grew up listening to. That Lady from the 3+3 album, easily an album that kind of helped to turn the corner for the Isley Brothers that we know now. I mean, you had Brother was kind of the album that was starting to go in the direction of the new Isleys as opposed to the 1960s Isley Brothers. But once they did 3+3 and they put the other brothers and Chris Jasper on the album cover, it was like, okay, these guys. And then they just look so pimpish. They never looked like that on any album cover before 3+3. So you can look at Brother. It's kind of like a silhouette album cover. But when they dropped that 3+3, it was like, who are these guys? And they had already had work to do a couple of years earlier. So, that was a banger. But the 3+3 album with That Lady and Summer Breeze, definitely, like I said, it turned the corner. It was their first platinum album, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So, again, that's the album that started the Isleys to become that monster in the 1970s that they became. Shag Nice, thank you for joining us, sir. We appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. And finally, we will wrap up STEM research tonight with a pop selection from 1983, Owner of a Lonely Heart from the group Yes, a song that went #1 on the pop charts and is a very intricate song, and it is a history-making song for a few reasons, and we will get to those soon. as we kick it off. So let's start the show. What are we starting with? We are starting with the Big Payback. The Big Payback, or The Payback, as it is well known as. That is the title of the song from the album The Payback from 1974. So that makes me 7, 8. Wow. I was 8 when this came out, when this song dropped. I just remember it being everywhere. I remember it being a really, really big record. I remember loving the version with the guy talking on it, with the DJ. It's not even a promo. I used to think it was a promo, but there's an actual version with an announcer. This is for Chicago. This is for Atlanta. This is for New York City. That was just kind of like that was like a part of the song. And I just grew up over time saying that. And then you start looking for that version. Like, where's that version with the guy talking in it? It's weird how these songs just will stick in your head and stay in your mind. Something that I did not know. Renee Beeman, thank you for checking in, doing those 12-hour days. I know you're going to pop in and pop out. So thank you for being a part of the show for a hot minute. The Big Payback, I did not know. So here we go. I learned something. So it is class. It is about me learning. It is about you learning. This song and all the songs on the Payback album were originally written and recorded for the Hell Up in Harlem soundtrack. They ended up getting turned down because the executive producer or the person at the label felt James Brown did the Black Caesar album. So he did the Black Caesar soundtrack. It was very successful. So they came back to him for Hell Up in Harlem, which is a sequel to Black Caesar. Well, James turned in these songs, and the executives were like, it's some same old James Brown shit, same as before, same as last time. They scrapped James Brown being a part of the project, and they hire Edwin Starr on Motown to do the Hell Up in Harlem soundtrack, which has a couple of bangers on it in itself. Give it a listen if you get a shot. But they turned down the Big Payback. So James Brown, being James Brown, he's not going to waste a good song. He's like, you know what? These are good songs. I'm going to use these, and these songs are going on an album called The Big Payback. Now, since I didn't know that, I never knew what this song was about, why it was a big payback. And it all makes sense because the lyrics of the song, like any song lyrics or some song lyrics that are about a song on a soundtrack, have something to do with the movie. So all my life, I'm like, why is James Brown making a song about paying somebody back? Like, it's 7 minutes of revenge, the big payback. Like, he's mad at somebody, but I never understood why. Now I understand why, because the main character of the movie, Fred Williamson's character, Tommy Gibbs, was all about revenge in the movie Hell Up in Harlem. I've never seen Hell Up in Harlem. I'm sort of kind of a blaxploitation guy. I've seen my share of blaxploitation movies. I have not seen them all. I'm not a big Fred Williamson fan. I just recently saw Trouble Man for the first time, and I only wanted to see that because it has a Marvin Gaye soundtrack. But Tommy Gibbs, the Fred Williamson character, is angry about his situation and wants revenge on his enemies. So the song, The Big Payback, is the theme song for Hell Up in Harlem. But it got turned down, ends up going number 1 on the black charts, number 26 on the pop charts. And that's basically James Brown giving the big FU to the record executives who ended up using Edwin Starr, because nothing on the Hell Up in Harlem soundtrack did remotely as well as The Big Payback. So, as we always do on S.T.E.M Research, we take out the vocals and just give you the instrumental off the bat. The first thing we like to do is let the song breathe so you can hear things in the song, elements that you've never heard because you're normally hearing the vocal. You may be singing along with it in your head. You may be singing along with it out loud. So we strip the vocals away, let the instrumental, and go straight karaoke. When I say karaoke, it's not those corny, cheesy karaoke instrumentals. It's the real thing. Pierre, Air P24, thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, not a Fred Williamson fan either. Jim Kelly all day. 3 the Hard Way, Jim Brown, Richard Roundtree, and didn't feel Fred tried to act, be sexy with his black-haired ass. Okay. Thank you so much, Tony Jacks, for that commentary, sir. We appreciate that. Fred Williamson is a former, he's no Jim Brown, but he played sports. He just was never that actor that, like, really grabbed me. Like, I got to watch the Fred Williamson movies. I think I still like the good movie, even because I was a kid when these movies came out, so I was never old enough to see them, so I had to see them years later. And by then, you're just kind of picking and choosing. Hell, I just saw Claudine for the first time in the last 3-4 years, and I was not impressed and a little disappointed. But as I always say, you can't really watch a movie. You can't watch an old movie with new eyes. So it's 2021. I say this on the Chicago Famous podcast, and I say it in my life. If you've never seen a movie that came out in 1980 or 1995 or 2000, it's hard to watch it with today's eyes, something from way in the past, because you're like, oh, this is so dated. Oh, people don't even act like that anymore. All right, let's get to the big payback from James Brown. Let's start out with the instrumental track on STEM Research. Shalicer, thank you for checking in. So those background vocals you thought were instruments were people singing. Can kind of hear James's voice a little bit leaking onto the other tracks. Skaters, let's go to work. Steppers, let's go to work. Come on. All right. Single version starts to fade around this point. Album version keeps going, of course. Full song. My thing is the guitar player. 7 minutes of just that. 7 minutes. Like, I don't have the concentration to just play one riff for 7 minutes. Not too much wah-wah guitar in James's repertoire. So this is something a little different. JB screams can be contained in no vocal booth. The way they recorded back in the day, I'm sure he was in the room with the band. Which is why you can still hear his voice very low in the track. But you don't hear the background singers at all because they were recorded separately, as were the horns separately. Bass line. Bass player steady as well. So, of course, by this time, James has gone through an upheaval with his band. It's not the same band from 70, 71. Totally different band. Not totally different. Some new players. And some other players would be leaving within a year. James was a hard man to work for. James Brown, Prince. Those guys cracked the whip, man. Ike Turner. You saw What's Love Had to Do with it. But they're from that old school mindset. Like you had to be tight. You had to be the best of the best. Need some hits. James just riffing. Guitar player, like, all right, how much longer? And James would just give you some hits. Like Fred Wesley hated that because there was no rhyme or reason to where James would break it down. Fred and most of his band are trained musicians. There it is. The big payback. The payback. Not the big payback, but that is what it is known by. As I was saying while the song was playing, that would piss off Fred Wesley because he's a classically trained musician. And James would just hit me, and you just had to be ready to change up. And it came out of nowhere. There was no rhyme or reason to it, and how long he would stay in that groove. It was just about how he felt as the band leader, as the producer, as the HNIC. And, his band, was ready for it, but they didn't necessarily always like it. All right, James on lead vocal and electric piano on this one. This song is written, surprisingly, got John Jabo Starks, Jabo. I'm sorry. I knew I was gonna do that because I heard somebody else do it and I corrected them. Jab, as he says on a couple of records, his drummer, John Jabo Starks. All right, so not John Starks that played for the New York Knicks, but Jabo. James Brown and Fred Wesley also have writing credit on this song. People trying to avoid getting penalized and fined by JB or kicked out the damn group altogether, because he would fire you and replace you like it was nothing. So by this time, Bootsy and Catfish have moved on. James's main guitar player and bass player circa 69, 70, 71. They've moved on to the mothership, Parliament Funkadelic. They're a part of that crew. It seems like everybody eventually jumped ship and went and joined George Clinton, who had a very much looser approach to running a band, but people didn't get paid, and they definitely didn't stick around after a while. People were up out of there, including Fred Wesley and Maceo Parker, who eventually leave James in around 1975 and join the mothership. And, of course, they end up going on to play on not only Parliament albums, but they play on Bootsy Collins albums as well. They really, really brought a flavor to the P-Funk, which we kind of went through when we played Mothership Connection last Friday. All right, so let us start breaking down the stems of the payback. Let us start with Jab's drums, Jabo. He's got so there are 16 tracks, but they only used like 14. There were a bunch of empty tracks. So we have kick, snare, overhead mic on the drums, and that's it. All right, so let's start out with Jab on drums, Jabo, and we'll start with that. That's a great place to start. The rhythm section. Get down. Let's not echo on the drums. That overhead mic is killing it. Hold on, that's interesting. I like the placement of that. That's the overhead mic, catching the snare like that. All right, let's punch the kick and snare back in. That snare is wanging. Just the snare now. That's why James is one of the most sampled artists. I think the most sampled artist of all time. Listen to those drums. Listen to that metallic sound. As Wendy and Lisa, former members of the Revolution, have said, James Brown's Body Heat was the song Prince at the Revolution playing rehearsals at Infinium, so he could rehearse and improve his moves so the band could pick up music cues from the movements. That's what's up. Thank you for that information, sir. Jabo's hats don't sizzle like Clyde's, but he's got his own identifiable funky pocket. Eastern 001. Always lessons. All right, let's go back with it. Let's see what that kick sounds like. Real muffled, real dirty. Listen to that kick. So James would go back and forth with drummers. Sometimes he would use Jab and Clyde together. Sometimes, one would get moved out for the other. And these are the later years. This is like kind of like Swan Song James. Obviously, Body Heat is 78, 79, but that's not a hit. Like, that's an anomaly. I can't even say the word. Shut up, then. Just let the drums play. How about that? Let's bring the drums back in. Body Heat is just a favorite, a fan favorite. It's a house people favorite, and obviously Prince loves it, and it is a great song to practice on. I'm sure. These drums are ridiculous. He's just in a groove, man. Nothing fancy. Love the way they're mic'd. His hats don't sizzle. I don't think there's really any hats in this. Let's take the kick out. Just a snare again. That's nice samples right there. Overheads again. All right, and the full drums. Just gonna see if Jab gives you something a little different. We're breaking down the Payback tonight on S.T.E.M Research. It's the Payback from James Brown from 1974. Right now we're going through the drums. Just tripping on this damn snare. Is he playing the rim? Kick. All right. Shout out to Jab. He deserves his writing credit. I don't know exactly what he did or wrote to make the song, but he got writing credit on this bitch. All right, let's hit the bass. One of the big parts of the song. Miss Shanika, what up? We have Fred Thomas. Fred Thomas on bass by this point. Also played bass on Doing It Together to Death, which he gets a shout out on. He let it walk. That's a classic bass line. I would almost say, I'm going to go back and play that again. I'm going to say that's top 3 bass lines in a James Brown record. When this record is sampled, it's because of this bass line. Absolutely. You hear the guitar leaking through. So they recording the bass from a bass cabinet speaker, not from the board. Absolutely. Very Meters-esque snare. Good point, Elliot. Yeah, all right, so let's move it up so you can hear Fred do his thing throughout the song. He gave you a little flair on that breakdown. Often sampled by the hip-hop culture, even the West Coast sampled the Payback MCA Compton's Most Wanted. don't forget about King T, Payback's a Mother. If I'm not mistaken, the first sampling use of the Big Payback that I can remember in the 80s. That's King T on, what's that yellow label? Before he was on Capitol? Oh my God. King T is the first person. There we go. Elliot Range, Payback's a Mother. 86, 87, produced by DJ Pooh, my man, reading my mind. Thank you. Whoever here, Clyde, he had these shimmering hats that accelerated the feel of the tempo. Jabbo is more-ish tough groove here. Snare is nasty here, but personally, Barry's productions always snap. Most violent, yeah. Techno Hop, thank you, sir. Techno Hop, Makola, the both of you. Thank you. I got my teachers. I got my substitutes in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys. So Fred Thomas is giving you a basic groove. Nothing. He's just walking at this point. He gave you the groove at the top of the song. So when he says hit it Fred, he's talking about Fred Wesley. Not Fred Thomas on bass, but Fred Wesley on trombone, because that's the hit. All right, let me move it forward and see if we get anything else. Just the groove, right? Just the groove for the whole record, yeah. So can you imagine being a record executive and hearing this and going, oh, another 8-minute James? If you listen to it with like those ears, not with I've been listening to this song for the last 45 years of my life, but if you just listen to this and it's 7 minutes, you're like, this is James Brown, the same groove, it doesn't change up, and James is talking shit, not talking about anything. Makola be the end-all distro out west. Uncle Jam's RB, Jim Should Love Her, etc. Man, you cats are good, man. You cats are good. Okay, all right. Let's move from Fred Thomas. Let's go to these guitars, because the guitars also are making the track move as well. That's a very, very important part of this song. We have electric guitars 1 and 2. On guitar, we have Cheese Martin and Jimmy Nolan. So there are 2 separate guitar players. So we will give you electric guitar 1 first. Let's move the cursor up here. So he's rhythm. No, this is rhythm. Okay, so this is electric guitar 2. So it's hard. It's a little hard to tell because there's so much leakage of the sounds into the other tracks. But when you hear the parts, I always knew it was 2 separate guitars because they're complementing each other. So this is the wah track. Half of the record? Let's try 3/4, bro. So this is just wahs the whole time. But when you take them both and put them together, all right, so that's guitar number 2, right? All right, so guitar 1 is the other part of that. So who knew that was 2 different guitar players? He's got to get confused eventually. Just playing that riff. You got to. You got to lose your mind. Let's see what. So he's the. So either Cheese or Jimmy is the rhythm, and then it's the. All right, so let's back that up. Let's back it up. So the second part is the that, and that's all he's doing, and a little extra oomph. He's giving you a little in between. Why did they need two guys to do this? That's what I'm tripping. Like, one guitar player couldn't play that whole riff. It would have been a headache, but he could have did it. Like, I'm the water car guy. Simseo8, what up? James make a motherfucker find the pocket and stay there, don't he? This dude, listen to electric guitar too. That's all you doing, bro. He might hit a note. He might hit a little ghost guitar note, but he's on them. Let's see what they do at the Mothers. So he almost played the other guy's part because he came in on the one after the horn part. Listen. He's like, oops. All right, so let's punch up guitar one and so let's hear them both together, right? Guitar one by itself, solo. Guitar sounds like a Maxwell song. Get to know ya, getting to know ya. Everybody borrow from James, everybody. So at least he's got some notes he does in between. Oops. Told you playing that same. He just got fined. He hit him with the 25 real quick. All right, both tracks. Now he's just like, F it. I'm just playing the whole through. Okay. All right. So shout out to the guitar players. Shout out to Cheese Martin and Jimmy Nolan for holding that. It's a groove, man. It's James. Yeah. Y'all know how James is. All right. We have horns, but the horns are only a very small part of this song. Like they take a break. We have one track of horns and one reeds. Y'all know who that is.
I'm mad.
We have Fred Wesley on trombone, Ike Oakley on trumpet, Hassan and Jassan on trumpet. All right, so let's see what that sounds like with just the reeds track. All right. Nice. And just the horns track by itself. Okay. All right. Let's move it up a bit because they don't play again till they hit it Fred's. The big payback is easily the easiest money that Fred Wesley and the horn section, Maceo, St. Clair, easiest money they've ever made on a James Brown record. This was about the guitar and the bass line. Horns took a back seat for once. It's Fred, James with his hit me. I don't know. Okay, so you hear James getting them ready. He's like, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, y'all. When I said he's random, James super random with it. You need it again. Same one, James? Same one. King of random. So they don't come in again for like another 4 minutes. All right. That's my favorite part of the song. I need those hits. All right, so we still have the horn track punched in. James's voice leaking over into the tracks because of the way they recorded it. All right, so big finish for the horns coming up. Payback song has been sampled. Look at that. Love it. Let's see what the reeds track by itself. Sax heavy. James motherfucking Brown. All right, how about some congas and percussion? The congas are heavy in this one. And the percussion. All right, where are the congas? That's a rough shaker. That is a rough kabasa there, man. Woo. Okay, anything? Any congas? All right, just percussion. All right, we're going to skip over that. Let's go to some vocals. James Brown's vocals, as you have been hearing, leaking. Let's start out with the background vocals because those were recorded separately. When I got these stems and originally listened to them, I always wondered why. I was like, why are these like? There's nothing leaking into these tracks, and I found out when I did my research that the song was recorded in 1973 in August, and the brass, the horns, and the vocal overdubs, the female backgrounds, were recorded a month later in New York City. All right, so let's get those background vocals.
The big payback. The big payback. The big payback. Payback.
Nah, I never knew it said payback at the end. All right, so there's 2 background vocal tracks. So let's punch up background vocal number 2.
Payback.
Okay, and background vocal number 1 by itself.
Payback.
And they got a classically trained singer there. Okay.
Yes, you did.
Background vocal tracks on the payback. We'll get to James last.
The big payback.
Somebody almost jumped the gun.
The big payback.
Whoops. Whoops. Good thing they weren't in the room.
The big payback. Yes, we can. Oh no!
And losing it in the studio.
The big payback.
All right, let's move it forward a little bit. A couple more big paybacks.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. They were paid scale to come in and do shout outs.
The big payback.
There's no punch ins. Like, you have to stand there in the studio and wait for your cue to say it. This literally could take five minutes. Okay, they're starting to talk amongst themselves. The backgrounds. They're getting tired of waiting for their next cue.
The big payback.
So they have to sit there and let the song play. Kind of hear them tapping their foot, chewing gum in the studio. Let's move it forward a little bit.
The big payback. Got it that time.
Like, we got it. They nailed that one. All right, so let's go to James because they just got like 4 more of the big paybacks, and we can play those with James's lead vocal track, which is just him going to town, the whole rip. Breakdown of the payback.
I'm mad.
Did we start? All right, let's back it up a little bit. There we go.
Hey! You got to pay back. I'm mad. Got to get back. I need some get back. Payback. Payback. Here it is. Payback. Revenge. I'm mad. To get down with my girlfriend. That ain't right.
Songs about
Wow.
slaughter. Smoking.
Hollin' cuss. Damn it. You wanna fight.
Oh, that didn't make the final record.
Payback is a thing you got to see.
They're like, nope, that's coming
Wow.
out. That's coming out.
Ever do any damn thing to me.
Just Teach One. Thank you for checking in. What's good? What's good?
Damn it. You sold me out.
Man, James cussing. None of these damn it's made the final version. DJ G Spot, thank you for checking in. We are still breaking down the big payback. We're going through James's vocal.
Damn it. You sold me out for chicken change. You told me they had it all arranged. You had me down, and that's a fact. But now you're punk. You got to get ready for the big payback. That's where I laugh. Whoa, for the big payback.
That's why you don't hear any of the backgrounds leaking into James's verse, because they weren't even recorded yet. So unless I punch in the backgrounds, you're not going to hear that. That'll be the only thing that you can't hear.
I can do wheeling. I can do dealing. But I don't do no damn squealing.
Now, they left that damn in, but why not the other ones?
I can dig rapping. I'm ready. I can dig scrapping. But I can't dig that damn backstabbing.
Okay, it was like 17 dams in the song. They was like, all right, we need to make a decision on which dams stay and which. Okay, that one dam can stay. The other dams have got to go.
No, brother, get it ready.
This is the 70s, man. You couldn't have said that many dams on a song and it got played on the radio. James was out of his mind.
That's a fact. Get ready, you mother, for the big payback. Hey! Let me hit him. Hit him, Fred. Hit him. Hey, hey, hey! Loud. Wow. You took my money.
Probably had a number of dams they could use, right?
You got my honey.
They had a dam limit. Like, we have a one dam limit per song.
Don't want me to see what you're doing to me.
Ad-libbing.
I can get back.
Get back. It's the payback.
I got to deal with you. Got to deal with you. Got to deal with you. I got to deal with you. Hey, let me tell you. Get down with my woman. That ain't right.
What about the Isley Brothers fight for power?
Gus, damn it,
All
you
this
want
bullshit
to fight.
going down. That's a good one. That's a
Look
good
here.
one. With a beep. Oh, this is a big one.
Don't do me no done favor. I don't know karate, but I know karate.
All right, so that is probably the most highly debated line in the history of James Brown songs. I don't know karate, but I know karazer. I, in my limited knowledge, always thought he said, I don't know karate, but I know crazy. You know, like I don't know karate, but I still beat your ass because I'm crazy. That's what I always thought they said until I saw an interview that said otherwise. I think they spoke to Fred and they asked Fred Wesley, what did he say karazer? Because there's always been a rumor that he says karazer. Like, I got a razor, I'll cut you with it.
I don't know karate, but I know karate.
So there it is. Proof.
Hey,
Proof.
get ready. That's a fact.
Ready, you mother.
Get ready, you mother, for the big payback.
James without the background.
Hey,
He's a man.
I'm a man. I'm a man.
He's just making it up now.
I'm the son of a man. But don't take care of you, then pop again.
What?
Get ready for the big payback. Hey, hit me again. Ah!
Come on, James.
Lord, Lord. Hey, get ready.
Oops, sorry.
I need it. I need the hits again.
Same one, James?
The same one. The same one.
Let's pull his horns up.
Same one. Hit me back.
So again, an executive heard this and was like, 7 minutes of James Brown talking shit
Sold me out.
on a record?
But you get changed.
We're going with Edwin Starr, bro. That's it.
Said my woman had it all arranged.
They didn't hear it. They didn't hear it.
Tried to make a deal. She wanted to squeal.
Making shit up.
But I had my boys on her heels. So when you come in, told a lie.
Really listening to the words for the first time.
Broke down and you wanted to cry.
He mean this shit too.
I don't care what she does. She won't be doing just like she was.
What in the chicken change did he just say?
Take those kids and raise them up.
Come on, James. Raise him up.
Show them how to drink out a righteous cup. Take her. Take that woman. It's one place she's bound. Just run that mother out of town.
This is what Eddie Murphy was saying.
Make her get up.
James just singing anything.
Make her get up. Get out.
Just keep playing.
Make her get up.
It's my part.
Make her get up. Get out. Damn it. I'm mad.
Another damn it. Another one. The
I want
sixth.
revenge.
Are we counting damn it's?
I want revenge. My patience hinge on revenge. My patience hinge on revenge. I want revenge. I want revenge. Can I get some hits? I need those hits.
What you need, James?
I need those hits. Hit me. Loud.
Happened to the
Need
movie
those
though.
hits.
The movie came out.
Carry on. Carry on. Play it for melody.
Now, how did they know to come in? What did he say? Play what? Let's back that up.
Play it for melody.
Okay. Band's just ready at any time.
All right. Da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da da.
Go.
All right, so backgrounds realized that the song was over. James realized the song was over. Let me give you that last big payback.
The big payback. Go.
All right, there you go. The big payback. 8 minutes of nonsense over a really funky beat. Obviously one of the most sampled songs of all time. The band laid it down. They laid down the groove. And I'm not going to lie to you. I can see why the executive said that's got to go. Like if I'm listening to it, like not with, I mean, if I'm listening in 1974 ears, and I mean, if I'm me, I'm like, oh my God, it's James Brown. You know, James Brown is the king of all music. But just where the song is going and what it's about, it's not about anything. It kind of touches on what the movie is about. Fred Williamson getting revenge with his character. So there you go. That was the the first in a string of 3 back-to-back number 1 hits from James Brown. The Big Payback went number 3 with number 1. He had 2 more number 1s, black number 1s in 1974 from the Hell album, which came out in 1974 as well. James was doing it. Big Payback album came out in 74, and then he followed up with the Hell album, which has My Thing, which went number 1, and Papa Don't Take No Mess, which also went to number 1. So gold single, the Big Payback, and 3 straight number 1s, and his last 3 number 1s as an artist. All right, let's keep it moving. Shout out Hollywood Shuffle. I'm mad. I want revenge. Yeah. Eddie Murphy Delirious. You know it, Oz. Oz Radio. Thank you for checking in. All right, we are moving into our second song of the night. We definitely spent a lot of time on James, but it's James. What you gonna do, man? You get James. You get some James vocals by themselves, soloed. You wanna get into that. The Isley Brothers. The 3+3 album is where this song is from. That Lady. It is a remake of an Isley Brothers song called Who's That Lady? That was originally released in 1964. The original song has a kind of Impressions kind of a feel to it. Very similar vibe and feel, but this is a tour de force of the newly added +3, which is Ernie Isley, Marvin Isley, and Chris Jasper. They definitely brought something to the table that did not exist before they got there. They were, however, playing with the group for quite some time. They just officially got credit on this album. So you talk about an album, a group that really took the leap. Like their first albums in the 60s and the early 70s did their thing, but when 3+3 dropped, it was a wrap. So Jimi Hendrix actually toured with the Isley Brothers, and his style of play was Ernie Isley was heavily influenced by that style. So that style comes out on Who's That Lady, which we are going to play right now, starting with the instrumental. That Lady. Let's start with the track. Friday night. No, he was the in-law, brother-in-law. Al Greer. What up, sir? I got my teachers jumping in. Thank you, sir. As we do on STEM Research, we start with the instrumental. Uncle Al, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you, sir. Yep, Kendrick Lamar sampled this. I love myself. That's right, name that sample, sir. What's crazy is this song is mostly instrumental. Love the organs. Ernie's guitar versus Verdine's bass. If you can give me multiple classic bass lines like you have multiple guitar lines like Ernie. Ernie's got Summer Breeze. Ernie's got this, Voyage to Atlantis. Like his guitar, like if you've got some Verdine bass lines that are on that level of those three that I just named, till then I'm going with Ernie. Okay, so since the song is instrumental the rest of the way out, let's get a drummer song. On drums, Mr. George Moreland. S.T.E.M Research, digging into the tracks. Come through, George. Four tracks of drums. We have drums 2, drums 1, kick and snare. Let's just do kick and snare. Just raw kick and snare, snare. Oh, that's the breakdown. Kick. Drummer is keeping time on his damn. Yeah, just never heard a drummer that has to talk to himself while he's playing. It's like, ooh, come, oh, let's back that up. Nice. George Moreland on drums. The Misley Brothers didn't play all the instruments. They barely played any instruments. They had studio musicians playing every time. Let's start. Let's give you a little of, because I punched him in the middle. Let's give him the beginning. Love this groove. He laid down a groove, man. This is why we strip the tracks down on S.T.E.M Research. Yeah, George ate on this one. He ate good. Nice fill. Come on, George. He might be my unsung hero till we get the organs. Till we get to Ernie. Oh yeah, he's definitely. Now he's talking. Did somebody tell George that this is like an actual recording and not a demo? Like he's talking like they're demoing the song, or like this is practice. Practice. We're talking about practice. Let's back that up, and then we'll go to another instrument, because then we're, man, he snapped. Yeah, he was in a jam session for real. Okay, George Moreland, the unsung superhero of That Lady. Okay. Let's move on to the bass. Let's get some bass. Who do we have on bass? We got one of those Isley brothers. Marvin on bass. Ooh, go and walk with it, Marvin. Disco Boogie 85, what up? Thank you for checking in. Marvin Isley on bass. Never would have heard that in the song. Thanks for STEM research. You're welcome, Tony Jacks. You know what? We already gave George some love. Let's get some congas in there. We got a conga player. Let's see what we got on congas. Rocky on congas. No last name. Rocky. So we got Rocky on congas. Marvin Isley. Let's see what Rocky's doing. It does have a jam session kind of a feel. Let's give Marvin some. All right, let's move it up a little bit because there's a breakdown. I want to see what. You hear that at the end? Where someone literally is like, dun 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 dun. Crazy. STEM research, man. We break down the tracks. Let's go to that organ. Let's go to the organ grinder. Who's on the organ? Truman Thomas on organ. We in church. Church service has begun. Okay. They going hard. Let's get some piano in there. Electric piano. Chris Jasper. Part of the 3+3. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Didn't mean to punch that up. Man, that's mean. That's mean and vicious. That is the wah track. All right, that's mean. Listen to that. All right, we have guitar 1. Ernie Isley on guitar. All right, so this is labeled synth lead. So this is a synthesizer. This is the clav, where we always thought it was a guitar. This is the synth. It says the track is labeled synth lead. It doesn't say guitar. This is the guitar track. This is the guitar. That's the guitar. This is the guitar track. This is Ernie. So unless there's a mislabel, this is a synth. Mike from the Kickback, loving this, sir. Thank you so much, Mike. Chris on the clav. This is the clavinet. This is keys. My entire life, I thought this was Ernie Isley on guitar. It's not. Chris Jasper is the unsung hero of that lady. He's earning his money. synth and wah. It might be. That has to be a mislabel because we all know that's Ernie on the Fender Strat. Probably. I'm torn. I don't know what to believe anymore. At the end of the day, this song is promoted as a Ernie Isley tour de force. Got to get Ernie on the line. Let's go back to the organ. All right, synth lead, which is probably Ernie. Piano. Take the piano out. All right, so what do we think, guys? Is that a mislabel? It's labeled synth lead. Is that Ernie Isley playing guitar? Gotta be Ernie. Going to church with that organ. Shag nice. I don't know. I want to believe that's Ernie. What do my notes say about the song? It says that Ernie laid down a searing guitar line with heavy Hendrix-style sustain and distortion. Okay. All right. So it's mislabeled. It's labeled synth lead. We made a mistake. Definitely Ernie Isley. That's what I've thought and figured my entire life up until now. Seeing it labeled as synth lead and playing a bunch of songs with clavinet on this show, I've learned that a lot of times what I thought was a guitar was actually a clavinet.
Who's that lady? Beautiful lady, yeah.
All right, let's back it up. We did not give justice. I didn't tell you guys it was coming. That's what she said. Lead vocals by Mr. Biggs himself. No, he didn't. That's dope. That's dope. A little dope little ad lib for Mr. Ronald Isley. Let's start that back over, man. Let's take that from the top, from the tippy. Getting fired up. All right, punched out. So let's punch in the background vocals. Not a lot of vocals on this song, ladies and gentlemen, so this will be quick.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Beautiful lady, yeah. Who's that lady? Lovely 'cause that's all that I can do. Your eyes tell me to pursue, but you say
Look now, but don't touch.
touch, baby. No, 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 don't touch. Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Sexy lady. Who's that lady? Beautiful lady. Who's that lady? Fine lady. Who's that lady? I would dance upon a string, any gift she'd wanna bring. I would give her anything if she would just do what I say.
Do what I say.
Come around my way, baby. Try my way.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to back it up and give you those backgrounds by themselves because I always liked the way that sounded like very important. If she do me wrong.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady?
Tough as bricks.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady?
Just do what I say. You can hear Ron whisper it to him. Just do what I say. Let's see what he says on the first take of backgrounds.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Who's that lady?
Ron and the brothers on backgrounds.
Who's that lady?
Look now, but don't touch. Oh, no, don't touch. All right, let's move it up to the final part of the vocal.
Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Beautiful lady, lady. Who's that lady? Lovely lady. Who's that lady? Real fine lady. Who's that lady? I would love to take her home, but her heart is made of stone. Gotta keep on keeping on. If I don't, she'll do me wrong. She'll do me wrong, babe.
And that's it. They're done. Like, all right, we're done. It's like the band plays for the rest of the song.
Hey, come around my way, baby. Try my way.
I think they used that for the second, for the going into the instrumental break, that try my way, that part. Because they do that on the second verse.
Come around my way, baby. Try my way.
Third verse one more time, but with guitar.
Who's that lady? Beautiful lady, lovely lady, real fine lady. I would love to take her home, but her heart is made of stone. Gotta keep on keeping on. If I don't, she'll do me wrong. She'll do me wrong.
I got to pull out the original. So there it is. That's That Lady by the Isley Brothers, a tour de force of music, mislabeled tracks, which is sending me off. But I have my students who are teachers in the chat. Thank you guys so much. We got one more song we need to go through too. Let's hit Don't Save and keep on keeping on and get to wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Open Recent and Owner of a Lonely Heart. They should have done this on verses. They didn't do That Lady on verses. They should have. They should have. All right, let's jump straight into Owner of a Lonely Heart. Let's start out with the instrumental. The group Yes, 1983, from the album 90210. Not 90210. It's 90125, which was the serial number for the album. It wasn't the zip code. It wasn't the serial number. It was something like that. Number one song on the pop charts. Here it is, the instrumental. More guitar. More cowbell. Powerful song. Nice groove. Disco Boogie 85 was just listening to this earlier in the week. Oh shit, Friday night videos. Ha, you know it. Trevor Horn production, of course. So many things happening, things moving around. The vocals are definitely an instrument on this song because I'm waiting for that. Nice bass line. One of the most well-produced songs of the 1980s. Trevor Horn. The maestro Trevor Horn behind the boards. Breakdown. Baseline disappeared. Trevor Horn is a genius behind them boards. Yes, he is. Disco Boogie 85. STEM research. We are gliding through our final STEM of the night. Our master tracks, courtesy of Yes. All right, there it is, the instrumental. Owner of a Lonely Heart from 1983. The song went number one on the charts, number one on the pop charts. Obviously, early MTV Friday Night Videos, one of the more popular videos and songs of that era. And my only real trivia point is it's the first record to sample a break. Other records had sampled other records, taking little pieces and snippets of other records, but this was the first record to take a break from another record and use it on his record. So, not a hip hop song. Hip hop was not the first. Trevor Horn, give him his flowers in my black people voice. They sample "Cool Is Back," so all of those dance, those little sounds, sped up. Which is just an incredible thought to even do something like that. All right, so let's get into the track. Let's start out with the drums. A lot of these are sample drums, drum machines, and some live drum playing as well. A lot of keyboard work. So we'll go through. So kick, snare 1 and snare 2. Cymbals. There's a sample beats track. Sample drums. Sample drums. Congas. They just come in. Main guitar. Main guitar. Keys 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All kind of sampled craziness. It's Trevor Horn, bro. What do you expect? All right, let's take the sample drums out. All right, that's the sample. So we're gonna save that. Let's go back and let's see here. So many tracks. Where do we start? Let's start with the bass, because I love to always start with a bass line. All right, so let's go back to the beginning of the track. We've got keys 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is just sounds just popping up. We'll take the main guitar out. Cymbal, bass line. Obviously, that's on 2 different tracks. Guitar 2, 3, and 4. This song is so intricate. It's like ridiculously, because there'll just be a sound or two. The song is great because all of the things that make the song great just combine, but it's like little stutters and chops. So a bass line will roll for a little while, a guitar line, 2 separate guitars, a hi-hat, Sample drums. Crazy. I can barely keep up with the tracks. Let's take the sample drums out. Let's take the sample. We'll leave the sample in. So this is guitar and keys. Guitar 1, guitar 2, guitar 3, guitar 4, hi-hat. Wow. Superhero music. Now just keys. More noise. Guitar. That's guitar 3. Guitar 2. This song is a puzzle. It's incredible. It's an incredible puzzle. Congas for no fucking reason. Superhero music. Take all the keys out. Main guitar, guitar, now guitars and bass. All that's guitar and bass. Ride cymbal. Forgot about that. Take the main guitar out. Crazy. Absolutely crazy song. Absolutely crazy. All right. Looks like class is going to run a little late. We're getting right to the vocals. So, a lot of keyboard work, a lot of sampling. They used a Fairlight sampling keys, sampling keyboard, the Fairlight CMI sampler, which was like a monster. All right, so let's go to the vocals. All right, here we go. All right, let's punch all of the instruments out.
Move yourself. You always live your life.
Listen to those
Never
sample
thinking of the
drums.
future.
Listen to that.
Prove yourself. You are the move you make. Take your chances, win or loser. See yourself. You are the.
That's literally on key. So it's like changing key.
The steps you take, you, and that's the only way.
That's crazy.
Shake yourself, your every move you make. So the story goes. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. You're much better than an owner of a broken heart.
kind of came in. That kind of did its own thing, like with a little lead in. Let's just leave the background vocals in. Let's take the lead vocals out.
Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than an owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
Say you don't want to chance it.
That's crazy.
You've been hurt so before. Watch it now. The eagle in the sky. How we dancing one and only. You lose yourself.
Doesn't even
Don't
matter
want
what they're
for
singing
pity's
about.
sake.
Doesn't matter.
There's no real reason to
Doesn't
be
matter.
lonely.
What are they talking about?
Be yourself. Give your free will a chance. You've got to want to succeed.
Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than an owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
After my own indecision, they confuse me
Owner
so.
of a lonely
My life say never question your will at all.
It's on the Sample Beats
In
track.
the end, you gotta go. Look before
Owner
you
of a
leave.
lonely
Don't
heart.
you hesitate at all. No, no.
All right, I'm missing the yows. So where are those? The screams. Oh my goodness. Kayla adding in. Maybe they're on a guitar track. I'm waiting for that. Yeah. Kayla. Thank you. Back it up.
Look before you leave. Don't you hesitate at all. No, no.
It's not on any of the vocal tracks. Bop, 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 bop. It's lost. It's lost, son. It's lost. We don't know where it is. All right, so let's move it up. Let's move it up to the. Can you hear that empty tone?
Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than an owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than an owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
Sooner or later, each conclusion will decide the
Owner of a
lonely heart.
lonely heart.
It will excite, it will delight, it will give a
Owner
better
of a
start.
lonely
Don't deceive a free will
heart.
at all. Don't deceive a free will at all.
Owner of a lonely
Don't deceive a free
heart.
will at all. Just receive it. Just receive
Owner
it.
of a lonely heart.
So Trevor Horn, of course.
Of a lonely heart.
Okay. All right, got a little Michael on at the end there. Hold up. Let's back that up.
Owner of a lonely heart.
Don't try to get Don't do that. Don't ever do that again. Trevor Horn fought with the band tooth and nail to get the song done the way he wanted it. The band wanted one thing. They wanted to stay close to Trevor Rabin's original demo. And Trevor Horn just came in and revamped everything. He wrote a line or two and got his 15% writing credit. He took his demo to the record label Atlantic at the time, and they liked what he was doing, so they ended up scrapping a lot of the heavy drums that the band initially wanted. So only Owner of a Lonely Heart is a #1 song, and it ended up being what it is because Trevor Horn was the kind of guy in the studio that it was his way or the highway, and he was going to stand on whatever he stood on. And they made the song. It's very Art of Noise-esque, very what he did, the magic that he made, all of the little things that you heard happening in the song, the craziness, the ins and outs, and things popping left and right. Still never found that vocal take though. I'm gonna unmute all of the tracks and see one last time before we get out of here, because I cannot leave here today without hearing that yow. And if it's not in the track, it's just not in the track. Okay, I've unmuted everything because I have a lot of tracks muted because it's like 30 tracks. Okay, and all right, so we're gonna back it up one last time. One last time. Oh, it's not in there. It might be in the instrumental, so let me listen to the instrumental. Nope, they owe us some tracks. They cheated us. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the true producer's job right there. Find the right sound and put it all together, and there you go. Al Greer, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Eastern 001, reminiscent of Bernard and now making Carly's Y a chic organization joint for all intents and purposes. It's more a signature horn production with Yes as passengers. Yes, and that is pretty much Trevor Horn Productions. A lot of that is just like, he is the Svengali, the person that made it go, and everybody's just along like, hey, you want a hit record? People like Quincy Jones, not as heavy-handed, asking for suggestions. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think if we, a true Pisces? Trevor Horn, he's not working like that. It's like, we're going to argue and fight until you let it be what it is. But the Cool is Back sample, it's just like, who thinks of that? Like, who thinks of that? Samples it, puts it in the Fairlight, speeds it up, and makes it the first sample, the sample drum break in the history of, not history of recorded music, because again, there have been samples before, but that was the first sampled break before hip-hop in 1983. Brandon, Chicago, thank you so much for joining us. Monday, I know at least we have, I don't have anything else planned out, but I do know that we will be doing Troy by P Rock and CL Smooth, so make sure you join us then. Thank you all. Yep, Atco Atlantic is the label. I personally was a fan of the red and blue mix on the B-side of the 12-inch, the dum, 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 dum. And it just made all the noises and they just literally made that up from all of the pieces and sounds and noises in this version that you heard. So you guys have a great 4th of July weekend. Be safe. Be safe wherever you are, whether you're in Chicago or another city. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of what we do. And thank you for spreading the word. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. So for our new people that have joined in, please, this is a lot of fun, and we do it with different types of things. So Monday, we got some hip-hop on the show. We always have an R&B song, a pop song, and probably something disco, up-tempo, funky to slide us in. So again, we'll be back on Monday, which is the 5th, and it's kind of the holiday, but we'll still be here. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Have a good one. Be safe out in them streets, and I will talk to you guys Monday, 8 o'clock. All the social medias, don't forget, Mike MFN Love on everything, on Instagram, Twitter, I had my phone and I was going through my apps and I was literally like, oh my God, there's a million social media platforms that I never mentioned. So I'm Mike MFN Love on Clubhouse, Bandcamp, Twitch, Twitter. Let's see here, Facebook and Instagram. All right, so follow me on everything. I was supposed to put some new music on Bandcamp today, and I'm still mixing all of my stuff. So be on the lookout for new music on Bandcamp this weekend. Have a good one. I will talk to you guys on Monday.